Welcome to the Get Real Podcast, your high-octane boost of full-on reality therapy for personal, business, and investing success with your host, Ron Phillips, because somebody's got to tell it like it is.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Get Real Podcast. Ron Phillips here. I just got back from a mastermind. As many of you know, I belong to many different groups and masterminds and go to conferences. I think it's, well, no, I don't think it is. I know that it's mission critical to constantly be bettering ourselves. As a matter of fact, I think that's one of the reasons that we're here on this planet, is to grow and expand. And we do that by learning and then taking the knowledge that we've gained and actually putting it into action. And I wanted to take the opportunity today to not only talk about, there are several reasons why it's really, really important to be around folks who also want to learn and expand and grow and become better, but also talk a little bit about how important it is to watch the attention we give to certain things. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute. But first, the reasons why it's important to get out and continue learning, continue growing, being around people who who want to do the same thing and encourage it. It's really, really important. So the first reason that it's important is if you are aspiring to be and to do more, it is remarkably difficult to do that around people who do not want to expand. As a matter of fact, either want to coast or they want to contract. Like, just not about it. You know what I mean? And you know people like that. I know people like that. They don't get much of my attention. As a matter of fact, I don't like being around people like that. I love being around people who have a big mind, who want to expand and help other people and do it in a huge way. I love being around people who think realistic is a bad word. I don't like, as you guys, anybody, if you've been listening to the show for any length of time at all, you know I don't like realistic goals. Realistic means average. Realistic is not at all anything any of us should aspire to be, which is literally, that means that you would be aspiring, that we would be aspiring to average or normal. And that just bothers me on a level like I'm not sure if I can express. It's not a goal if it's average. It's just not a goal. Anyway, being around people who are doing that makes it so that you feel like you can do it. And I don't care what anybody else tells you, if you don't believe in your soul that you can do whatever it is that's coming out of your mouth, you won't be able to do it. And so one of the most important reasons to be around other human beings who are doing big things is because it makes it seem possible to you, to me. I never tire of that. And in large measure, that's one of the things that has helped me become successful, is just being around other successful people. And you can put whatever definition on success that you want. It doesn't matter. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but healthy people tend to hang around healthy people. Right? People who go to the gym tend to hang around people who go to the gym. They like hanging out together. People who are successful financially seem to hang around other people who are successful financially, spiritually, relationally, all of these different ways. If you want to understand how to become a success, it's very simple. Hang around people who are already successful at the thing that you want. Very easy. Now, there are other reasons, right? Another really, really solid reason to be at events like this is because you gain knowledge and experience from people who've already been there, done that, so that you and I don't have to go out and recreate the wheel or fall on our face trying something that someone already fell on their face trying. We don't have to do that again. It accelerates growth. It accelerates success because you get to learn from other people and their mistakes. And you get to look at their victories, their successes, and go, okay, this is the path to doing this over here. It's really simple. All I have to do is do what they did. I'm going to have the same result over here. So there are many more reasons why. But I just got back, and there's another thought that I wanted to share with you guys as I try to download from the event, like what is happening in the world and in the business world in particular. And that is that two more things. Number one, real estate is challenging right now. It's challenging right now. And it is for a lot of people. So wholesalers are having to work harder. People who are renovating properties or rehabbing properties, they don't have as many deals because people aren't selling their properties. And in addition to that, they're, because of interest rates, they've had to reset their pricing. There's a lot of tough going on in the market right now. And the people who are still in the market, those are the cream of the crop. So if you want to know who's actually making it happen, look at the people who have not gone and done something else, who are still in the market, and who are growing in spite of how difficult the market is. And I say difficult, I don't mean bad. I just mean difficult. Because 2 years ago, when you could list a house and in 30 minutes you'd have multiple offers above listing price, that's an easy market. It's not difficult. It's easy. That's simple. But when the market starts to normalize and everybody has to go back to the way that a market should be. I mean, we're not even in a buyer's market yet. We're still in a normal market. But shifting to each one of these market cycles is really, really important. Following people who've been through several cycles and who understand and are still successful, still in the market, also really, really important. And it's fun because when I go hang out with these people, I come back and I say, yeah, it's tough for everybody. But some people are working through the tough. Some people are still working through the tough. And the third thing that I realized as we were there, we had a political conversation, which, as you know, I don't shy away from. I actually rather like them. but this was interesting. It was really, really interesting because I feel like online, whether it's political or business oriented, doesn't matter. People say things online they would never say to another human being in person. Well, number one reason would be, because they fear for their life if they said that to another human being in person. But second, maybe people just don't want to sound that rude in person. They don't want to be that rude. But online, people grow this fake courage. They say things they would not normally say. And not just the armchair warriors that, sit in basements, right? The desk chair warriors. But the media, politicians, and these people, I've said this on the show before, but this is real. It was just made very clear to me in this conversation. And a very good friend, absolutely love her. She's a great friend. But as we discussed and as we had an open conversation about the differences in thought around, political things, mostly, Trump, non-Trump, but policy. I try to make it about policies, right? Like what is it that we are in disagreement about? And here's the thing that resonated the most with me that I walked away from this dinner with. There's almost nothing. There's almost nothing fundamentally when it all comes back down to it. If you can take all the political players out and we just talk about policy, there's almost no difference between what she wants and what I want. No different. Some of the things that were most important to her was to take care of those who need help, whether that be poor people, handicapped people, whoever needs help. We should be helping to take care of them. I 100% agree with that. Who wouldn't agree with that? How we do that, we may differ on. But in the long run, we both agree that should be done. There's a myriad of points, right? As we go point by point, there's almost nothing we disagree about. So why then, when we sat down and first started having the conversation, why did we both feel like there was a massive difference? This comes back to things that I've talked about on the show before with you. We are being played for fools by politicians and by the media who require that we feel like each other are enemies. Now, I would say the same thing in real estate, in financial news. You name the news, doesn't matter what the news is. Doesn't matter. It has to be bombastic. It has to be attention grabbing. And because we're all on our phones all day long, every single day, and we're on social media and we have all of these things that grab our attention, in order for the news, in order for politicians, in order for any kind of news, by the way, it doesn't matter what the news is, in order for that to grab our attention, the headlines have to be bombastic. The talking points have to be in your face, and they have to pit one against the other. And that is tragic, because I really don't believe there are that many people who are completely in opposition with each other. I don't believe it. I haven't experienced it. There are very few people who are psychotic on one side or psychotic on the left. They're like one side or the other, left or right, doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure that there is left and right anymore. I just think there's crazy people talking crazy things to get headlines on one side and crazy people talking crazy things on the other side to get headlines. And they say that they're sides. And in reality, the rest of us are all just kind of in the middle and we want things to be better. And the reason I say all that is because I think that one of the reasons that people feel like it's tougher right now is because of the news cycle. I genuinely think that the news cycle is so negative and oppressive that it makes people pull back. I mean, just look at what has happened with the stock market as of late. People pull back as they think things are going to be one way because they were told that by the media. And then when that doesn't actually pan out and things start to do something different, then everything starts to go positive. And it's been this roller coaster, all caused by media, politicians, the people who are delivering news. And that includes podcasters like myself, anyone else who's delivering information to you and to me and to the masses. And so what I said earlier about watching where we give, to whom, and in what direction we give our attention is mission critical. Because when I go and I'm around successful people just move forward. They just keep going. If it's tough, fine. You know what? Being broke is tough. Being wealthy is tough. I prefer wealthy tough. In order to do that, I have to fight through a whole bunch of stuff to be able to make that happen. Well, if the market is going to be tough, fine. Then let's figure out how to work our way through it. And In every situation where I've been around successful people that have fought through whatever tough is in front of them, on the other side, they come out way better than they went in to the tough. Somehow they manage to be more successful through what shuts down other people. And I genuinely think that is a mentality, and it comes from where they choose to place their attention. And so what I tell you today is the one thing that I think I gained from this particular mastermind that I hope I can share with you is that it's important to be around people who are successful because that drives success. It's important where we pay our attention, to whom we give it, and for how long, because those things direct our activities, and our actions are what really make our outcomes. So if you want to be successful, well, go do what successful people do. They're still making choices. They're still moving forward. They're not scared sitting back doing nothing. That's not the way successful people work. And so that is my message today. Well, I guess that, and if we're going to have a political conversation, do it in person, take the human beings out of it, talk about policy. And here's what I promise is going to happen. In 90% of the cases, you're going to find, like I did, that people who thought that they had differing opinions actually agree on more things than we disagree. And that's just the truth. Every live interaction I've had with another human being who's willing to sit down and talk, that's what I find. Ultimately, when we get through with the talking points, we just start talking about what we actually want. It's the same thing. We all want the same thing. So stop letting people tell us something different than that. All right. And if you're going to watch financial news, that's fine, but read between the lines and listen to people who actually know what they're talking about. Because 60% of the time, it works every time. And on that happy note, till next time, get out there and make something happen.
This has been the Get Real Podcast. To subscribe and for more information, including a list of all episodes, go to getrealestatesuccess.com.